right now, President Trump is meeting with world leaders. As he is doing that, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent revealing in an interview just a little while ago that the framework of a trade deal between the U.S. and China has been reached. That, of course, ahead of Trump's meeting with Xi Jinping this week. Let's bring in Brett Samuels, White House reporter for TheHill.com. Brett, you and I have been talking all morning. This is a new development. What are we learning about this deal? And, of course, other trade deals that have been secured on this very trip.
Yeah, Hena, the latest development here obviously concerning that high-stakes meeting that President Trump is expected to have later this week with President Xi. As you mentioned, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said just a little while ago in an interview that there had been what he called a substantial framework agreed to between himself and his counterpart from China. So, you know, this concerns all kinds of things from tariffs to critical minerals to exports to just all kinds of facets. So this is a significant development that's going to be contingent on that meeting later in the week between President Trump and President Xi, which we heard President Trump talk about on the flight over to Asia, sort of previewing what he's expecting out of that meeting.
I think we're going to do well with China. I think we're going to have a deal with China. We meet, as you know, in South Korea with President Xi. I think we're going to have a good deal with China. And they want to make a deal, and we want to make a deal. We've agreed to meet. And we're going to meet then later in China, and we're going to meet in the U.S., in either Washington or at Mar-a-Lago.
So, you know, we heard the president speaking there about that meeting that will take place later in the week in South Korea with Xi Jinping. That's the one that kind of everyone is watching. Everyone will be waiting to see what comes of that meeting. In the meantime, we saw President Trump on his arrival in Malaysia this morning, had a meeting or oversaw, I should say, a peace agreement signing between Thailand and Cambodia. As part of that peace agreement signing, the president also unveiled trade agreements with Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia. So very much a sign, I think, that this trip to Asia is going to be very focused on trade deals and trying to push the ball forward on those.
Yeah, seems very fruitful, at least thus far. In just a few minutes, we know President Trump will participate in a dinner with Association of Southeast Asian Nations leaders. What can we expect there, Brett?
Yeah, so this dinner is capping off the first, what has been quite busy first day for President Trump in Malaysia as part of this week-long trip to Asia. We saw him already, as we mentioned, meeting with leaders from Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia. We saw him have a pull-aside meeting with the president of Brazil while in Malaysia. So this dinner with ASEAN leaders is just kind of capping off that very busy day. And then tomorrow, bright and early, he'll head off to Japan, where he'll meet with the prime minister there, then off to South Korea for meetings with leaders there as part of the APEC summit. So a very busy week of meetings with leaders in Asia for President Trump.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.